Greetings everyone, this is Hip Rock here, and I'm back for another video for you guys. Okay, so we're still doing this. This is another audio video. I want to say peace to my new subscribers, or someone subscribed to me. I appreciate that. Welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about my top 10 rock albums. It's not just going to be classic. Well, it's not just gonna be classics. It's gonna be like some recent ones in the recent years. So I don't want to take too much of your time. I want to make this a short video. I'll be doing this in no order. I'm not gonna say which album's better than another because they're all very different. If they're all similar, I would rank them in order, but they're very different. So let's begin. So number one, I have John Lennon Plastic Ono Band album. This album is very it's very stripped down. I feel that's the words I'm going to use. At least maybe someone might disagree with me. It's very simple. The lyrics are simple, the instrumentation is simple, the storytelling is simple. That's just how I feel. The first time I heard it, I liked the little primal screamy he had. I think it was on Mother, if I'm not mistaken. I already talked about this in the video I made about the album. I really liked it. So that's number one. Number two, the Stooges. I've also talked about this album. I own it. It's amazing. Raw energy. It's also dark. It has everything. It's proto-punk, I don't know what else to say. I don't see why anyone wouldn't like this album. Number three, I haven't talked about this album, but I do own it. Okay? AC/DC Powerage. Yes. Well, this one is, AC/DC signature sound. They do sort of like a bluesy kind of rock kind of thing. And, this album really got me into them. I've heard their other albums, but this one was really special for me, and I went as far as to actually buy it. I own the CD, not the vinyl. So yeah, let me move on. The next one, Prince. Purple Rain. Amazing album from start to finish. I don't know what I can say about it. If you know Prince, you know Purple Rain. Big song, power ballad, big album, lots of personality. There's everything on it, man. It's just an amazing, fun album to listen to. Next album, Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory. Well, this one I've already talked about. It was the first rock album I ever bought. I love Chester Bennington. He's a huge influence on me. I love his vocals. So I'm not going to say too much. Check out the video I did on the first rock album I bought as a teenager. Check that video out and you can hear what I think about Hybrid Theory and what it meant to me. Next album, Radiohead, A Moon-Shaped Pool. I was in conflict. I don't think most Radiohead fans would say this. I think most Radiohead fans would like the other albums. I was in conflict. I had to choose between The Bends and A Moon-Shaped Pool. And The Bends is more darker. A Moon-Shaped Pool is more dreamy. But for me, I had to go for Moon-Shaped Pool. The songs are more touching, more emotional. And I like that in songs, That's what I look for. Maybe some people want something harder or more experimental, if that's what you're into. But for me, it's simplicity. That's what I like. And raw emotion. Like I want to feel what the person went through. Apparently, Tom York went through a situation when he made the album. So I didn't even know that. I just found out the other day. So now I understand why the album was the way it was. So yeah, we're going to move on. Number 7, we have the Rolling Stones, Beggars, Banquet. versus Blue and Lonesome. Now, I don't even know. I have two albums. I can't decide between Beggars Banquet and Blue and Lonesome. If I have to go by complete originality or whatever it is, I gotta go with Beggars Banquet because it's I think it's all originals, if I'm not mistaken. Blue and Lonesome, I'm not sure if they were doing covers or they just made some blues songs, but it's not that original, so I gotta go with Beggars Banquet for number 7. Sorry about that. What I wrote down, I'm exposing myself, but who cares? What I wrote down is I wrote down both of them. I didn't write down one, so that's why I said Beggars Banquet versus Blue and Lonesome. But I have to go with Beggars Banquet. That one's amazing. I like the original tracks on there. Um, Blue and Lonesome is cool too, but the only reason why I like that one is because I feel it was a return to what the Stones were really good at, making blues rock, and that's the only reason why I liked it. And I even bought Blue and Lonesome. I bought the album when it came out. Those who know. Moving on. Next album, Oasis. Definitely Maybe. This album, I love Oasis. I think they got like 3 albums or 2 that are amazing. And then the rest is kind of okay. They got songs here and there sprinkled in their discography. But I don't know. I don't have much to say. You already know what Oasis sounds like. Check them out. Definitely Maybe. Next one, the Beatles, the White Album. Yeah. With the Beatles, my favorite album by them always changes. I think every year it changes. But the White Album just has more songs, and I like that. I like variety. I don't like hearing the same thing. My channel's like that. I have variety. I don't talk about the same thing all the time. So it only makes sense that whatever I listen to will be like that. Moving on, Black Sabbath 13. Most people might say, as far as Black Sabbath is concerned, they might say the debut album might be their favorite. Some people might say Black Sabbath, I think it's called Volume 4 or 4, whatever it's called, I forgot. They might say that one's their favorite. That used to be my favorite Black Sabbath album, 4 or Volume 4. That used to be my favorite one. But now my favorite Black Sabbath album is 13 because it was their last, and I feel it sounds like real metal, like modern metal music, and the first time I heard it, it blew me away. I didn't expect it to be that good. I thought, yeah, are they really going to be as good as they were back in the day? I was a bit worried, but I listened to it and I loved it, so now I put Black Sabbath 13 as one of my favorite rock albums ever. Now we're going to get into some honorable mentions. Unknown Mortal Orchestras 2. I love Unknown Mortal Orchestra. This album was very psychedelic, mysterious, and I played the album so many times. It should be in my top 10, really. It's the one that got me into psychedelic rock. Well, the Beatles got me into psychedelic rock, but in modern day, Unknown Mortal Orchestra got me into the psychedelic rock. Now, they're not a psychedelic rock band, but they have made that kind of music before. They've played with it. So, yeah, we're going to move on, though. Led Zeppelin III, I like the folky kind of rock. Not experiment. Yeah, if you want to call it that. Well, not experimenting in the sense of, I don't know, Radiohead, but experimenting in the sense of playing around with folk rock. That wasn't what they were known for doing. They were more into the blues rock kind of stuff, hard rock. And it's the only Led Zeppelin album I like from start to finish. It was just so different. I like folk rock. If anyone knows any good folk rock albums I should check out that are amazing, I mean amazing, not just mediocre. I mean amazing. Let me know from start to finish. I want to listen to more folk rock. I've always enjoyed that. Moving on, last honorable mention, Nick Drake. 5 Leaves Left. I can't remember what this album sounds like, but when I listened to it at the time, I was quite impressed. I didn't know much about Nick Drake. I just know, if I'm not mistaken, that he passed away. R.I.P. to him. Rest in peace. He passed away. He'd been trying to become famous, and he was making songs, and he only achieved fame after he passed. But this album was quite amazing to me. Five Leaves Left, and I would suggest anyone check it out. From what I remember, I think he's folk rock, I think, or folk. I'm not quite sure, but he's good in my book. So he's an honorable mention, and that's the last honorable mention. So with all that being said, that is all for now. Wow, I'm always making it 10 minutes. Crazy. Okay, that's all for now. You can't see me, but you know how I do. Please stay tuned for more videos from me. I don't know. Yeah, that's all I have to say for now. You guys take care of yourselves. Please keep engaging my content. Uh, and let's continue on this journey to discover great music. Let me know your top 10 favorite albums of all time. Let me know what you think about my list. I'm sure some people would think I'm crazy to have some of these albums on my list, but this is me. I haven't listened to, I don't know, I gotta go back and listen to the classics all over again. I don't know, I like listening to new music. I'm talking too much. That's all I have to say for now. You guys take care of yourselves. You know how I do. You can't see me, but you know what I do. Peace and love. This is Hip Rock signing out. Peace.